What is going on, everybody? This is Orby3 and WO bringing you another Call of Duty gameplay, and today we are playing Hardpoint on Raid, and I think I've said that every single time on these last three videos, but this is one of my favorite maps to play Hardpoint on. Hardpoint is an awesome game type. I love this game type. This is going to be the video that I've mentioned in the last two videos, how to play Hardpoint. Hardpoint is basically King of the Hill from Halo, from that, all those other games. Awesome game type. I've mentioned a little before that basically a spot will spawn somewhere on the map. Whoever jumps into that spot first will secure the hardpoint. You can contest the hardpoint if you're on the other team by also jumping into that spot. It's marked by the arrows around the spot. You can see them kind of popping up on the screen here around me. That's basically it. You get points for every second that you hold the spot down. It does not matter. This is something that I thought originally and then was not sure about, and a few, looked around about. It does not matter how many of your team is in the hardpoint. If one person is in the hardpoint, you will get points for the hardpoint. Conversely, if the other team has the hardpoint, all it takes is one team member from your team to jump in there to contest the hardpoint, this is my one tip that really it shouldn't be first, but I'm going to use it as my first tip. If they have their entire team, if they've got 6 people in a corner in the hardpoint, all it takes is one of you to contest it, and it will keep them from getting any points. So sometimes, whether you can go in and just slay that whole team down and recapture your hardpoint does not matter. It may be more important that you just hide somewhere, sit in a corner, use a little cap spot, something, to contest that point until your team can get there and assist you. That may be more important than trying to kill everyone in there and showing them where you are and dying and then respawning behind your team and just doing this over and over and over. You can see me waiting on this guy. Watch Keith. Look crazy is this green triangle behind me trying to steal my kill. What are you doing, Keith? Like, you can't, this is me, man. You can't take that. Anyways, so that was kind of my first tip. It only takes one to contest, and that can be just as important as getting points. Keeping the team from getting points can be just as important as getting points. So, that being said, you get, I believe it's 200 points for capping the hardpoint when you have control of the hardpoint, or if you're in the hardpoint, even if you're just contesting. Any kill you get is worth 125 instead of 100, so you'll get a bonus towards your score streak. Things like that. The hard points always on every map are in a linear fashion, which doesn't necessarily mean they just go in a straight line, but what it means is they go in a set order. So if game starts, hard point on this map to begin with is at Big Round, the thing on to my left now, all the way to the left of the map. It's going to be there every time at number 1. Number 2 is the kitchen. Number 3 on this one is the carport, the garage. Number 4 is this basketball court right here. You can see me waiting for the next one to come up. I secure it. Number 5 on this one is the garden. Now, the maps that I have don't show a 5 on this map, but there is a 5, and it's in the garden in the center. Okay, so knowing that is the most important part to Hardpoint. You can go 0-50 in Hardpoint and still crush teams if you know where the hard points are and get to them first. Getting to the hard point first is rule numero. You can tell how many years I took Spanish in school. Is rule numero uno. That is the most important tip I can give you. Get to the hard point first every time. Now, there are a few ways you can do that. If you are capping hard points and you're in the middle of it and there's 20 seconds left, whatever, you can leave early. Especially if you have a good enough team to hold it down for you. You can get another teammate to leave early. You can look and see where your team has spawned and see if they will, if they died in the hard point while you're holding it and they spawn near the next one, just tell them stay. Or if you die. A lot of times, and I don't know if this works for both teams or if I've just been getting lucky, but if I'm, working on capping this hard point and I'm trying here, I'm trying this, whatever, and I tend to die, it usually, especially towards the end of its life cycle, I tend to spawn pretty close to the next hard point. So if you do that, say there's 25 seconds left on the hard point you were capping, and it's either pretty sewn up for the other team or pretty sewn up for your team in the game, wherever it's at, if you spawn near the next one, just wait. You know, that's not camping. That's not playing the objective. That's smart. That's smart gameplay. Just stay at that next objective. Hold out. You'll be fine. You'll get the 200 points, which may help you get a score streak. You'll also hold it down for your team until they can get there, which is very important. You can see me playing dead on these guys. They have no clue. Check that out. So that is a excuse me. That is a huge tip. Get to the hard point first. Another thing that kind of plays along with what I said at the beginning is not letting the teams know where you are. It can be, like I said, it can be just important that you don't shoot your gun and don't alert them to your presence as it is trying to go and kill 6 players on the other team by yourself. That's very hard to do, no matter how good you are. I think anyone would admit that. If 6 players are set up, or not even 6, if 3 players are set up well in the hardpoint, it's going to be hard for you to kill all of them by yourself with no help. What will end up happening is you'll go in, you'll kill 1, maybe you'll kill 2, maybe you'll kill all 3, but another one will come running in. Whatever, ends up that you die before the rest of your team can get to the hardpoint. So you'll end up dying, losing the hardpoint, spawning behind your team, who now will run in single file and do the exact same thing you did, and you'll just keep this circle where you keep spawning behind your own team, running back to the hardpoint, never getting points. So if you can contest until a couple of your teammates get there, whatever, it'll save you. It'll be so much easier. Memorize those hard points, know where they're going to be, know your little cool tricky cap spots, know your little cool spots in the hard point. The other big tip I can give you, it only takes one person, like I said, to contest, but it also only takes one person to cap. If you have all 6 of your team in a hard point, you don't get points any faster. You don't. Same amount of points. And all that does is put you guys into this big little group, which is easier to kill. Especially on small points. If you go back and watch one of the last videos I did on Yemen, where we held the team to 2 points on hardpoint, that's I think it's the 3rd hardpoint. Is that little small room with the kind of the cross in the center of the room. If your whole team's in there, you're just going to get smashed. One nade could take you out. One RC car, whatever. So, especially on enclosed ones, this big round here, like this area here, it doesn't hurt so much to have you all in there. You can be in different areas. But in the kitchen on this one, in the garden on this one, even the car garage on this one, it is much more important that you have one guy in a pretty good spot inside the hardpoint, and other guys out not really far from the hardpoint. This is where people don't understand. Man, I got smashed right there. Don't understand the difference. When I say to, kind of set a perimeter, keep the guys from coming in, whatever, catch them coming off spawn, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't mean run across the map. That doesn't mean run, 500 yards to the other side and try and slay and run around in circles. And a lot of people I play with can't figure out the difference on that. What I mean is go slightly outside the hardpoint, just a little ways. Find a choke point right next to the hardpoint where the people will be running through and set up on it. Or, run you a little circle through that area and catch them running to the hardpoint. That is every single bit as important as being inside the hardpoint. Right here, if I'm in this area right here, I'm semi-hard to take out in this little room. They have to come around the corners. I can usually catch them. So does it do us any good to have 5 people on the wide open on the basketball court? No, it does not. They're easy to pick off from one side or the other. It doesn't help much. What it does help is to have someone go to the top of these stairs, or over here to the left or the right on this side, and catch people running to that hard point. Or if it's, say it's garden, 6 people in the garden can't do anything. You can't all be facing up outside the garden walls. You're going to get crushed like that. The best thing to do is to have 1 or 2 people here on these doors to my right, have another guy on the stairway right across from me now, maybe 1 guy in the kitchen or whatever, and then you're pretty set up. Anywhere they come from, you're at least going to have a guy making a call out, "Oh, I died in kitchen." Whereas if all of us are sitting in a corner in the garden, yeah, I'll get 1 kill as the guy jumps in, he'll get 1 kill as the guy jumps in, and then we're both dead and we lose the hard point. That's how I would say normal people play. That's how randoms, or I say randoms like it's necessarily a bad thing, like the average Call of Duty player would play. Oh, this is hardpoint. My whole team needs to be in the hardpoint. It's kind of the normal thinking. If you want to take it to another level, then the really, I don't want to say pro, but the smarter way to play it is to fan out, to get yourself a perimeter, to at very least know where they're going to come from, and at best to keep them from coming from there. So anyways, guys, this was a 242-154 game. I thought it was a pretty entertaining game when I was playing it. Hope you guys liked it. I think I have quite a few defends. 10 captures, 18 defends, 51 kills. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.